Hello friends, welcome back to Storytime. Oh, it's another Thursday and I am so excited to see you again and be with you again, I should say. I wish I could see you. I've seen a few of you when you've come for curbside pickup for some new books, so that's fun. And I have another fun story for you today. So before we do that, let's get started with our good morning song. And I have my friend Koala here to help me. And he is my favorite animal. And look at, he's saying hello to you. Do you have an animal that you're going to have listen to the story with us? And if you have a little instrument, my koala is going to play my shaker here in the story room. Do you have an instrument that you can use? All right. If you don't, you can always pause the video and go find one. Let's get started with our good morning song. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. We're going to twist. Can you twist? How about wiggle? That's probably a better thing to call it, since we're not, Mrs. Russell's not going to get up because I'm filming here, so we're going to wiggle. Can you wiggle? Wiggle everybody and say hello. Wiggle everybody and say hello. Wiggle everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. What else can we do? Can you spin? I'm going to spin koala back and forth. Can you spin around? Spin everybody and say hello. Spin everybody and say hello. Spin everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. Can you stomp your feet? Are you ready? Stomp everybody and say hello. Stomp everybody and say hello. Stomp everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. And the last one, can you wave? Wave everybody and say hello. Wave everybody and say hello. Wave everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. Very good. Yay! All right, friends. Let's take a peek in our treasure chest and see what our clues are for today's story. What is this? It's an onion. Okay. An onion. All right, there's our first clue. What? What is this? We've got celery. Friends, celery and onions. Well, what do we know about them? We know they're both what? They're both vegetables. Maybe we're having a vegetable story time today. Let's see. Oh, and look at, here we have Mr. Rabbit. Ooh, rabbits like vegetables. What kind of vegetables do rabbits like? Maybe this kind? What is this? It's a little carrot. Rabbits like carrots. But onions and celery? I didn't know about those. And there's one more thing. Mr. Bear. Okay, now I'm confused. So we have Mr. Bear, Mr. Hare, Mr. Rabbit, carrots, onions, celery. What in the world is our story about today? Let's take a peek, friends. Our story today is called Tops and Bottoms. I see some vegetables. Do you? What do you see here? I see carrots there. I see corn here. What else do we have? I see some radishes, some cabbage, broccoli. Interesting. Ooh, and I see a medal too on the cover. Do you know what that says? That says Caldecott Honor Book. So this illustrator got a medal because this was awarded the Caldecott for some of the best pictures in a picture book that year. And our author and our illustrator are the same today. This is illustrated and written by Janet Stevens. And here we go. Got some more veggies there. Tops and bottoms. And again, thank you to Houghton Mifflin Harcourt for letting us read this story to you on our YouTube channel. Well, now I see Mr. Bear, do you? There he is. What's he doing? Yeah, sound asleep. Once upon a time, there lived a very, very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Think that makes for a very good business bear? Just sleeping all the time? I don't think so. Not far down the road lived a hare. What's another word for a hare? H-A-R-E. A rabbit. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Do we know a story about a tortoise and a hare? Have you ever heard that story? I have. Maybe we'll have to see if we can read that one for story time too. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something, Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. You see Bear's house? When you peek out the door of the hare's house, there's the bear's house. I love what their ladder is. Do you see what their ladder is? It's the plastic from a pop bottle or pop can thing. Pretty clever, huh? But look at those poor bunnies. They are crying. Maybe they're crying because they're so hungry. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep, as usual. Hello, Bear. Wake up. It's your neighbor, Hare, and I have an idea. Bear opened one eye and grunted. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear. We're in this together. I'll work, and you sleep. Huh? Said Bear. So what'll it be, Bear? Said Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Tops or bottoms? Let's see. Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half, Hare. Right, the tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. Okay, well, that's quite the deal. He doesn't have to do anything and he gets half of the profits? That's quite a good deal, huh? Something sounds a little fishy to me. So Bear went back to sleep and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone watched. Well, everyone weeded, not watched, other than Bear. All the little hares are helping their mom and dad. Bear slept as the crops growed. They grew. They didn't growed. That's not even a word, Mrs. Russell. They grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops and I get the bottoms. Time to wake up, Bear." Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put all of the bottoms aside for himself. Those piles look a little different, don't they? So here's Hare's pile. Look at all those yummy veggies. And here's Bear's pile with the tops. Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all of the best parts are yours. He's right, isn't he? You chose the tops, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. Okay, it's a done deal, Bear. I think it'll be more fair for Bear this time. I think it was fair because Bear didn't do any work, right? So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, and they watered, and they weeded. There they are, and there's that Bear just sound asleep. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms, I get the tops." All right, let's see if Bear likes this better. Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Uh-oh, do you see what I see? I don't think Bear's going to be very happy again. Here's all the veggies up in the tops pile. And look what's in the bottoms pile. Nothing good, huh? Bear looked at his pile and scowled. "Hare, you have cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled. "Urgh. You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only fair that you get the tops and the bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, they watered, and they weeded, and they watered, and they weeded, and they watered, and they weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! Wake up! This time you get the tops and the bottoms." There, in front of Bear's house, lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every cornstalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes as he watched. "See, Bear? You get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middle." "Yes, sir, Bear. It's a done deal." That's what Bear gets. That's what Hare gets. Which pile would you want? I'll take the sweet corn. That's Mrs. Russell's favorite vegetable. I love corn on the cob. By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare," he hollered. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and the middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road towards their home. Uh-oh, now he's really mad. There they go with their corn. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never ever became business partners again. And there's Mr. Bear. He's actually off the porch working. And there's the vegetable stand. Tops and bottoms. Do you see all those lovely vegetables with the tops and the bottoms? Yep. I think he got tricked, don't you? See, this is a good picture to show us the tops and the bottoms. Some vegetables grow down into the ground, like the radishes and the beets and the carrots. So the good stuff is underneath the ground in the dirt. And the top stuff is not stuff you actually eat. But some vegetables grow above the ground, like the celery and the cabbage lettuce. They have roots that grow down into the ground. You don't want to eat that part. You want to eat the top part, right? And then there's that corn that's got the good stuff in the middle. That silly rabbit. There's a lot of those books. These are kind of called, these are often called trickster tales, because that little Mr. Hare was a trickster, wasn't he? He played a trick on Bear. And so there's a lot of those fun stories to read. So I hope you enjoyed Tops and Bottoms. And speaking of tops and bottoms, I have a fun song that's very appropriate for right now. Are you washing your hands a lot? Mrs. Russell's washing her hands an awful lot. And so we need to make sure they're really clean right now, don't they? Or don't we? So I have a fun song for you to sing that goes along with our Tops and Bottoms song, or with our Tops and Bottoms story, because it's called Tops and Bottoms. And it goes like this. Tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms, in-betweens, in-betweens. Scrub them all together, scrub them all together. Now they're clean, squeaky clean. Hey, tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms, and in between. We want to make sure we get all the parts of our hands, right? Let's sing that again together. Tops and bottoms, tops and bottoms, in-betweens, in-between. Scrub them all together, scrub them all together. Now they're clean, squeaky clean. All right, well, I hope you have fun singing your song, and maybe you can remember that Bear and the Hare when you're singing your hand washing song this week, Tops and Bottoms. And today, friends, I have another page for your storybook if you're writing a story with us this summer to go along with story times. I have a new one. Oops, I forgot to fill mine in. My page, so it says, Mr. Hare came to my garden and planted my favorite vegetable. And then there's a line. And I showed you what mine is. I just forgot to write it. It is corn on the cob, sweet corn. What is your favorite vegetable? And is it a top or a bottom? Or like mine where it's a middle? You'll have to let me know. And then, friends, today, if you watched our story time, you get a special code for your virtual visitor badge. And the code today is library. Hey, because that's where I am, right? And I can't wait to see you again in a few weeks, too, when the library will hopefully be back open for people to come through. Just a couple weeks. All right, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.